Hey, what's up, guys? Anton here from dropshiplifestyle.com. And today I want to talk to you about buying and selling six-figure stores, specifically dropshipping stores. This does work with any business model, but obviously this is Dropship Lifestyle, so we're going to talk about it as it applies to dropshipping. And typically we're using Shopify as our platform. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about building and selling these six-figure dropshipping stores is because a lot of people recently have been asking about it. We've had people, since 2013 when I started Dropship Lifestyle, asking us about buying stores and if we have any of our own for sale. And we never have made any offers to our customers of Dropship Lifestyle. And the reason is because when we build stores, and again, when we're ready to sell them, they're not small investments because they become real assets. This is something I didn't know at all when I first got started with e-commerce way back in 2007. But when I sold my first network of stores in 2012, I realized how valuable these things actually are. So whether you're on the buying side and you're looking to get started with e-commerce and you don't want to start from zero, you'd rather buy something established, I'll talk about how you could do that. Or if you're on the other side, maybe you've been following Dropship Lifestyle for a while, maybe you've built up a site that does a healthy profit and you're looking to sell that, I'll talk to you about how you can kind of prepare it for sale, get the value up, and make sure you get top dollar when it becomes time to sell. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this week's episode of Dropship Weekly. Okay, so the first thing I should talk about is where did these transactions actually happen, right? Where can you find sites for sale or sell yours? Well, there are a lot of different marketplaces out there. I think that's the best way to describe it. Some of the most popular ones are self-serve, meaning you can go on these websites and basically list your website for sale. You could do it as an auction. So think of, eBay for websites. In fact, people actually do buy and sell websites on eBay also. That's one of their categories. The thing is, with any of these self-serve platforms, you're typically going to have smaller sites going for sale, and you're not going to have sites that are vetted by any type of third party, meaning people, whoever wants to, can say, hey, I have a website making X amount of dollars, here it is, it's for sale, and then the unsuspecting buyer can go out there and buy it and not really know what they're getting, not know if the person selling to them was legit, not knowing if the numbers are actually verified, and honestly not knowing if they're getting scammed or not. That's the sad truth. So I would recommend, if you're serious about buying or selling, again, an actual valuable site, not like a very beginner early stage site, then I would recommend using a brokerage that actually has a team behind it and that has what I would consider curated listings. This means they're not going to just list any site that says, hey, I want you to sell ours. They're going to actually go out there and they're going to check the analytics. They're going to check sales numbers. They're going to do everything that they can to make sure that the site that's being listed on their marketplace is actually a real business. So I should say, like as a disclaimer, it's always kind of buyer beware. Maybe you buy a site that gets all its traffic from Google. The next day, unfortunately, Google de-indexes it. And then, kind of like what was true in the past isn't true anymore. So you always do have to kind of think about that and put it into your mind when you're valuing a business to buy. But as far as, the numbers that you actually see presented to you, you can know that those are legit. So the brokerage that I'm going to show you is run by friends of mine. Again, full disclaimer, but they are, in my opinion, the most legit website brokerage online right now. This website is called empireflippers.com. They've been around for a long time. I first, heard about these guys back in, I think it was like 2012 or 2013. That's when they were building their own businesses and selling them through a website called AdSense Flippers. Since then, a lot has changed. They have now built this massive business, basically, where again their team vets different websites for sale and then lists them in their marketplace. It's run by, again, two guys, Justin and Joe, that I am friendly with, but just like for some third-party social proof, so it's not, it's not just me recommending my buddies. They've also been on the Inc. 5000 list the past 3 years because they're growing like crazy, because they're doing such a good job of, again, helping people to buy and sell websites. And investing in digital assets is definitely becoming more and more popular, and they're in a really good spot for it. So to check out this website, all you have to do is go to empireflippers.com. If you have a website you want to sell, you can click on Sell Your Site, and they have a valuation Valuation Tool. So you can use this tool, you can enter a bunch of information about your business type, and then it will give you a estimate of what they think your business is worth. Okay, so what you could potentially sell it for. So again, empireflippers.com, click on sell your site, go to Valuation Tool, and you could see here, they've done over $53 million in online business sales. So yeah, they know what they're talking about. But what I want to show you here is this marketplace link. And again, this is going to be a list of websites that they currently have for sale if you want to buy one, or even if you just want to see, what's available. So you go to the website, click marketplace, and you can see here they list the websites. They don't show the URLs. Okay, by default, you're not going to see the URLs. Obviously, that is to kind of like ward off potential shady people that are just here to rip off existing sites. So you could see the industry, you could see how the website is monetized, when it was started, how much money it makes a month, net profit. That means obviously how much they keep every month, and then the price the website is for sale for. So here you have a drop shipping one that's in the furniture industry. It's making $36,146 net profit a month. They're selling it for $1.3 million. Again, this is why we don't typically offer our own sites to our community at Dropship Lifestyle. This isn't our site, but the valuations are really high, and most people that are just looking to get started aren't looking to invest, $1 million or even hundreds of thousands. So we offer solutions at dropshiplifestyle.com for people to get started for, about $2,000, maybe a little bit less. So just again, you can go through these. What's cool that they do too is they interview some sellers. So you can click this and you can listen to the team at Empire Flippers actually interviewing the business owner to learn a little bit more about it, to see if you think it's a good fit for you to buy. So again, I'll just go through here kind of quickly. Again, I recommend you do this yourself. I'll post a link below this video, but it's just empireflippers.com. You can go through, again, they have software as a service, they have drop shipping, they have Amazon sites, they have affiliate sites, all different models, and a good way for you to kind of just get some ideas for what these businesses go for. Now, what I wanted to talk about this like a little bit more in detail, I guess, is you could see that all the prices are different, right? All the monthly net profit prices are different. So how are these websites actually valued, right? How does this number come to be, the price that these websites are listed at for sale? Well, it comes down to typically the main thing is how much money are these websites making every month, which is shown right here. Again, this isn't sales, that's net profit. And then that number is times by a multiple, and that multiple becomes this selling price. Now, what's good is instead of just giving you some random numbers, one of the owners of this company, Justin Cook, one of the partners, just spoke at our retreat in Bali last week, and he kind of gave us some behind the scenes numbers when it comes to valuing dropship stores. So I'm going to give you some of what he shared with us, and this is in the past 12 months. Okay, so out of all the websites they have listed in the past 12 months, they've sold 26 dropshipping stores, over $3 million in transaction volume. The range of the dropshipping stores that they've sold in the past 12 months is between about $30,000 and $530,000, and the multiples are typically listed at 27x. Okay, so 27x means you take the monthly net profit, how much money the store is actually making and keeping per month, times that by 27. That's how you come to the list price. With that being said, that 27 is the average. It could be lower, it could be higher. So if you're looking to value a site that you're looking to buy, or again, you want to sell a site and you're trying to figure out how much should I charge for this thing, or what can I possibly get for it, the reason there's a variation, typically, it could be as low as like 20 times monthly net profit, could be as high as 40 times monthly net profit, even more. Things that go into determining that factor, one of them is just security, right? Potential risk, you could think of it that way. For the new buyer, like what are they putting their money into? The way that they can determine risk, or the way that you can determine risk if you're a buyer, is how long has the website that you're buying been in business? Is it established? Do they have a track record of success? Do they have consistent sales? Are their sales trending up? Are their sales flat? Are their sales dropping? So that's one way. Obviously, if sales are kind of trending up and if it's been consistent for 2 years, you're going to get a really high valuation. On the other hand, if someone's been in business for 6 months and their sales are kind of like spiky, well, that store is not worth as much money because it's more risky, right? Another thing that determines the risk factor is how diverse is your traffic. So if you have a store and you want to sell it and all of your traffic only comes from Google organically, right, from search engine optimization, well, that's super risky from the buyer, because what happens, like I mentioned earlier, if you buy the site or someone buys your site, the next day Google de-indexes you, and then that's it. The site doesn't make money anymore, right? So the more different ways your site brings in buyers, the more valuable it is to a potential buyer on the other side. Again, because it's reducing their risk. I see my microphone is moving away from me slowly. Stay here. So that's one way. Other things that can increase the value, and a big one actually, is how much time from the owner is going into the business, because people that are investing a lot of money into these stores, most of them aren't looking to buy themselves an 80-hour-a-week job. So if you have a business that has a lot of either employees or virtual assistants, that has really good automation set up, and that has you as the operator, maybe working 2 to 4 hours a day, I should say, on the business, that's a lot more appealing to a potential buyer than a website that, again, you're working, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to keep things afloat. So the more you could take yourself out, the higher the valuation will be. I made some notes, so I'm just looking over if there's anything else I should mention. Yeah, again, the final thing with valuation is that since it is based on net profit, not sales, when you start to think that you're going to want to put your site up for sale, right? Maybe if you think like next year, you know what, I might want to sell my site, start trying to cut your expenses then. So if you have any ads that are maybe profitable or kind of break even, but they're not making you a ton of money, maybe you turn those off, right? Anything you could do to cut experimental spending is going to benefit you when you're putting a value on your store, because as you cut your expenses that aren't really leading to more profit, again, your monthly net profit goes up, which means your sale price will go up when you're ready to sell. A few more things that I should give you right now that make things easier or harder. If you are drop shipping and you're watching this, at Justin's talk at the retreat, he said they definitely have sold plenty of sites that work on the drop shipping from China model, but especially now with the way things are going with different tariffs and potentially a trade war or whatever, and shipping going up, those sites there's more risk involved on the buyer's end, so they're taking a little bit longer to sell. They could still do it for you, so still reach out, but he was just showing some real world examples of sites they've sold that are on our model, the dropship lifestyle model, which is working with domestic suppliers versus dropshipping from China. And the sites that are on the dropship lifestyle model sell a lot faster and get a lot higher multiples. So if you're watching this right now, you're dropshipping from China, definitely consider shifting your business model to the dropship lifestyle model, because that's going to help you in the long run, again, if you ever want to sell your site. And even if you're thinking like, why would I ever want to sell this? I don't want to do it. You should still build it to be saleable, because you never know, right? Something might come up in your life. You just never know what you're going to want money for or need money for or want to reinvest into. So even if you don't think you want to sell, you should still be built to sell, because when that day comes, you'll want to be able to cash out. By the way, Built to Sell, great book. I'll link to that below as well. Let's see, what else did I have to note on? Oh, okay, some different niches they've sold in. So you could see here on this page, again, click sold listings, and you could just see their data. So all different websites that have sold, again, how they were monetized, when they were started, what their monthly net profit is, and some of the information that Justin gave was talking about different industries they've sold in on the high end and on the low end. So again, the largest drop shipping site they've sold in the past 12 months was for $533,000. And the sites up in that tier, they had sites that were in apparel and accessories, in the home and garden niche, in sports, in home decor, in the automotive industry, kids, and then art. So those were the higher ones. Some of the smallest sites they've sold were in the technology industry, home furnishings, toys and games, kitchen and dining, outdoors. So one thing I should note, like maybe you think like, oh, cool, now I'm finding out what industries are more sellable than others. Like I mentioned earlier, so much goes into the valuation based on how long the sites have been around, how risky they are, how much money they make. So don't use that as like a general rule of thumb, as like, if I sell this thing, it's going to be worth more money. But I did think that was interesting that he gave that data and those stats. So again, what I would recommend you do, whether you're a buyer or a seller, either way, I would say go check out this website. Again, full disclosure, disclosure, I'm good friends with these guys. And, I think they have an amazing business, though. Like, they've proven by selling $54 million of businesses so far. And at the very least, I'd recommend coming here, going to their marketplace, going through all the different sites, listening to the interviews. If you want to see things that have been sold in the past to get an idea of what your business is worth, go to sold listings, or you could just come to the website. And again, if you go to their valuation tool right here, you can enter the information about your business, whether it's dropshipping or anything else, and it will tell you what your site they think is worth. They'll give you a range. So good way to get started. And again, there's lots of different reasons why you might want to sell. I would recommend doing it as a way to get going, because it's a good way to kind of have a safety net and just like a cash reserve to know that you have time to build the next thing, right? Or like a lot of our students in Dropship Lifestyle have had multiple sites running at the same time, and then they've had one really start to take off. So what they've done is sold the other ones that are there that they know they could make work, but they just, they'd rather put their time into the one that's like a rocket ship. So they sell the ones that are still profitable, that are great businesses, but that they'd rather just get the cash from and then reinvest into the one that's taking off. So lots of different reasons to buy, lots of different reasons to sell. Again, I think this is a great starting point. So check it out. And as always, if you have any questions on this or anything regarding buying or selling a site, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And also, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. I publish a new video just like this every single Thursday right here on youtube.com/dropshiplifestyle. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for the next episode of Dropship Weekly. See you, everybody.